of Austin tap water versus filtered City of Austin tap water?
I can taste dirt in it.
God knows what's in this.
These people just sampled City of Austin tap water straight from the faucet. Next, we had them try a sample of tap water filtered with the ProPure G2.0 filtration system.
That one is better.
Tastes like nothing.
Yep, I know what good water tastes like. It's good water.
Most tap water contains added substances like fluoride, chlorine, glyphosate, and many others. Studies prove that these substances are linked to an assortment of major health issues, including tooth decay, lowered IQ, and even cancer.
It tastes like you're drinking out of the lake when you're drinking tap water.
The ProPure G2.0 filtration system removes these deadly substances, leaving only fresh-tasting, deliciously clean water.
Okay, this is very tasty.
It's good water. Refreshing.
It's good.
Go to InfoWarsStore.com today. Use promo code WATER and save 10% off your ProPure purchase. Or call 1-888-253-3139.
I began to get into iodine a few years ago because it was helping me and my family so much get healthy and detoxify. Most people know that iodine deficiency has been a crisis around the world. Iodine is key to so many of the body's functions, especially the thyroid. I discovered a product being developed by Dr. Group. You now know it as Survival Shield True Nascent Iodine that your body can really absorb. Then, about a year ago, he said, listen, if you think this is powerful, I'm going to come out with rare earth, deep earth crystals. And the results that I personally have had have been life-changing. Nobody else has got iodine based on these pure crystals, ladies and gentlemen. This is innovating, and the best part is it helps fund Infowars.com, the radio show, the TV show, the whole media operation promoting true libertarian ideas. For a limited time, experience the ancient power of Survival Shield X2. Take advantage of this unprecedented 30% off Super Detox Special at InfoWarsLife.com. I've always believed in nutrition and herbs. Super Male Vitality was developed to activate your body's own natural processes instead of using synthetic chemicals. Sourced from powerful organic herbs, harvested around the planet, and then concentrated for maximum potency.
I just received my Male Vitality about 3 days ago, and I must say, that is good stuff.
After consulting top doctors, nutritionists, pharmacists, and others, we have developed what I believe is the ultimate non-GMO organic Super Male Vitality formula. Super Male Vitality by InfoWars Life is so powerful that I only take half the recommended dose.
I jump out of bed ready to fight these criminals every day. I look forward to waking up and taking my Super Male Vitality and getting the day started.
It's not just the Super Male Vitality. All the products at InfoWarsLife.com are simply amazing. Visit InfoWarsLife.com today to secure your Super Male Vitality and other powerful products from InfoWars Life.
We now take you live to the Central Texas Command Center in the heart of the resistance. You're listening to The Alex Jones Show.
All right, I want to go to a lot of calls, so I'm not going to belabor this point. But let me explain full spectrum dominance as simply as I can. But it's full spectrum, so it's very complex, but also very simple. If you are global financial combines that for 500 years on record or longer with the black nobility of Venice, the Venetians, this is on record mainline history. What I'm telling you is known by historical and economic scholars. This is not my view of things. This is prima facie admitted. Transferred their system to England in the last 500 years. Napoleon was a competing faction of the very same group. Out of Corsica, out of Italy. He wasn't even French. And that was a battle between the two Venetian systems, the two Italian systems that had the Roman technology of governing and manipulation between the Britannic forces and the Napoleonic forces, okay? I'm simplifying this as much as I can. So there's Knights Templar stuff, Merovingian stuff tied into it, a lot of different philosophies, but the main banking, shipping, combine, British East India, Dutch East India operation. Model that is globalism and modern mercantilism today. They created Hitler on record, didn't run him, didn't control him, found him, trained him, set him up, pointed him at Europe to blow everything up as Napoleon Part 2, to bring in a new global Britannic model based on the United States. That doesn't mean Hitler was good, that he was set up. Just like ISIS is being set up and Al-Qaeda. They're horrible. They're real. They're killing people. But they're being funded and protected and turned loose by the same Britannic model. Doesn't mean British people. It's a model. It's a system. It's a game plan. Okay? And other countries and groups do it as well, but they try to mimic that model. The only way to beat that model is truth, going over the top, and circumventing the whole thing and pulling back and exposing the hat trick. You don't beat it with the Ring of Sauron. You become it. But everyone tries to adopt it to defeat it. I'm going to stop right there. The Russians were set up because the czars weren't part of the European or British group. They were cousins to the British and were a German bloodline, and had been quietly off and on working with the Germans, not in World War I, but were getting back in bed with them at the end of that, so they had to be taken out. And the British put this in the newspapers at the time in World War I. They call it the German problem, that they were outproducing science and technology and dominating through soft power and not through Britannic power. So they had to be destroyed. So they destabilized them, had assassinations, got the Austrian-Hungarian Empire to get into a fight with them. And it was their cousins they were fighting with. It was German Transylvanians in Russia, Germany, and England running the whole show. But they had adopted Machiavellian technologies, which themselves were Venetian black nobility programs. Okay, so those are the different pieces of the puzzle. So when I sit here and say the globalists are trying to overthrow Russia, Russia took the money of the Rothschilds, stabbed the globalists in the back, double-crossed them. Putin double-crossed a bunch of them. He double deals with them as well. Putin's been poisoning and killing some of them. There's a real war going on here. They're really trying to do their own new world order right now. Doesn't mean it's good. Doesn't mean I trust them. But there's a certain KGB group that doesn't want to kill all the Russians and that are nationalistic, and they met with Solzhenitsyn. He decided to leave the U.S. He went back. Putin was a secret acolyte of Solzhenitsyn later, was reportedly there when he died. I mean, I've done the research on all this, okay? And they've made the decision not to put cancer viruses in all their shots and kill all the Russians. They've decided to not go with the full eugenics model and go with a Russian bear new nationalistic takeover system. And if the old guard likes red stars on things, they'll go with it. But they're going with more of a strongman El Jefe model. I don't endorse it. They're trying to survive, though. The globalists are trying to bring them down, folks, just like they're trying to bring down our country, bring down our borders, bring down our standard of living, take our guns, break the patriarch, break the male, not to empower women. This is a scientific... It's like space aliens landed. The globalists are that advanced with their technotronic, over-the-horizon, Google future-predicting system. And an old mafia of the Russians does not want to go under it. You understand that? That's what it is. And so it's Russia that had Ukraine on its border overthrown by the West. It's Russia with Al-Qaeda attacking it. It's Russia being destabilized. It's Russia with... The Russians are not lobbying to take my guns. Russians are not lobbying to take my private property. Russians are not lobbying that I can't have any kids. They're lobbying people to have kids over there. And I don't lionize them. I know who their faction is. And it's infiltrated by globalists as well. The globalists have the Asian, the Russian, the U.S. and European power blocks playing us off against each other, but only to kill humanity, only to make us bankrupt, only to transfer power to the national security states, which are models that the technocracy needs. They need us fighting with each other to build the technotronic towers, because only technotronic towers can battle a technotronic system. But once we've built the technotronic system for them, then the technocracy of the West, that's much more advanced, believes it can then take over in a Judgment Day Skynet scenario, the systems and circumvent humans, merge with the machines, and then kill everybody on the planet. Now, that is the Google plan. Bill Joy told the world about it. That is the Microsoft program. And if you can't handle it, you can't handle the truth, folks. This is in all their major publications that they're going to get rid of everybody and that the singularity will come. But they need global adoption of centralized systems for it to integrate with when they release the AI force. Now, you notice the robots are rolling out. The tanks are rolling out. The armored vehicles, the self-driving cars, the factories are replacing humans everywhere. It's here. You can party a while, play with your iPhone, take drugs if you want, be a nihilist, eat, drink, and be merry, or you can decide to be part of the future and try to defeat this. And so our future progeny and ourselves can enjoy the life extension, enjoy all these great things that are happening. But people are too primitive to understand that they're manipulating us all. The Palestinian, Israeli, Russian, Dutch, Hispanic, white, black, white, Catholic, Protestant, male, female, and the globalists have told me. I mean, I've met with billionaires and elites, and people say, why don't you talk about it? Because it was, you know, meetings in confidence. And they said, look, the public doesn't want to live, and they don't understand what you understand. You are one of us. By extension, you want to survive. Now join me. You people have no idea what's going on and how much danger you're in. I mean, FBI guys in suits trying to impress people, coming up and intimidating folks in black glasses. Give me a break. You're all full of cancer viruses. You're all being microwaved every day. Your kids are walking dead just like everybody else's. You got to circumvent the whole fake matrix, get outside of it, and go read books by Bill Joy and books by Ray Kurzweil. And the Russian scientists are in their own race with this thing and have public symposiums. Whether it's realizable or not, it's the architecture that the elite are pushing and promoting. It's full spectrum dominance towards the end of not blasting space colonies into space to ensure our species and empower humanity, but to end us. The decision has been made to transcend humanity in the elite's view. You go, oh, that's movie Transcendence, where the good machine takes over and puts nanotech into everything to make sure we're good. And a good human is a dead human. The elite, in all their publications, just type, elite believe they're another species. You'll have Times of London, AP, Reuters. It's in all the, they're telling you that they believe they're superior and are going to merge with machines and have copies of themselves. And they're not going to let you or I have access to that without a fight, if you even want access to it. So that transcends red stars on Russian tanks. I will assure you, ladies and gentlemen. John, does that answer your question?
Yeah, it does, and I really want to believe in Vladimir Putin. I really hope he is a Christian. I really hope that he turned against.
I don't think you should believe in Vladimir Putin, brother. You should pull outside the spectrum. And can you see the pieces on the map? I mean,
I can see. I'm going to keep both eyes open. I'm not a blind follower. I mean, I wanna, but I'm still looking at the fact that the globalists said that when they sent Trotsky and Lenin in there, it was a launching pad to take over the world in a socialist system. And so I got to keep both eyes open as far as to make sure he's not still secretly part of this, you know.
Oh, I'm sure he's all. Did you just hear the? I mean, we know who Putin's part of. The reorganized, collapsed Soviet Union that's decided to go with a nationalist model because now they understand through Solzhenitsyn and others and through me. I don't even talk to them, but they listen. I'm not bragging, folks. I mean, the Russian government listens to this show, quotes it, it's on record. That's what's got the CIA so upset. I'm here giving them. I mean, they're smart enough to get Britannic intel. The Russians are smart enough to understand this and to get past the full spectrum false narrative that's been put up. The Russians are understanding that they're slated for total destruction. So that's making them transcend their communism into more of a El Jefe-ism of the chief, which is what the globalists knew in 1900 when H.G. Wells wrote Things to Come, They knew that would be what they would face in the future. Do you see what I'm saying? It's not that China's good or Russia's good. They're different sub-blocks within a contrived